Hey, what's good, BBQ Family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Killer Miller Q, and today we busting out the Lone Star Grill. We're gonna be doing a bacon wrapped stuffed turkey breast coming your way. Check this thing out. The music. Now this is the day before Turkey Day, but you're gonna check this thing out a little bit before Christmas, and I'm gonna show you a different way to level up this old Thanksgiving bird or bird that you might do for any other holiday, and look for something else. I had already given you a bone-in turkey breast that we did a beer can cook on the Weber, so I wanted to do something different for my Thanksgiving. Like most people that's probably already tired of turkey, even though they probably just got a hold of some. So I'm gonna show you something nice. We're gonna start off with a nice brine. So you see I got my ingredients out here. Nothing too crazy. If you're looking for a better brine, I'm going to link in the brine that I did last year. That brine by far is the best brine I've ever done. This one is an easy one where pretty much you might almost have most of these ingredients already in your kitchen, just to give you a little bit more moisture into your birds, start to get a little bit more flavor in there, and to help you level everything up. So what I got here is a couple bay leaves. I got roughly about 5 garlic cloves that I've already peeled and crushed. 3 oranges that I pretty much just washed off, and make sure you get that sticker off and cut in half. Same thing with 3 more lemons. I got about a cup of kosher salt right there. My turkey, which is a no antibiotics and young turkey, it's roughly about 12.45 pounds, so just about 12 and a half pounds. Also got about a tablespoon of some peppercorns in there, a half of a yellow onion, and then a little poultry blend packet that's got a blend of herbs in here, from rosemary and thyme and everything. A little bit of oregano. Definitely give you some good oregano, great fragrances and aromatics is what I wanted to say, into this bird. Other than that, let's get this thing out the package. I'm not going to go too far into what you need to do to clean this bird out, because everybody's different, but some way or another you need to take your time and clean this bird. Get all of the ingredients inside of this bird out of the bird. So you're going to have a neck in there. You'll usually have some giblets of some sort. And then usually they'll have a packet in there that you can make gravy or something like that out of there. Take all of that out of there. And if you notice that they have that plastic thermometer in here somewhere, pop that baby out of here, because it won't work half the time anyway. And meet me right back here. Simple enough. As you can see, I already got my bird cleaned up, and I went ahead and grabbed myself one of my hefty 2.5 gallon jumbo Ziploc bags. These things are great. Like I said, this is just about a 12 and a half pound bird. I was able to get it in here with plenty of overage, and just sit it inside of a nice little pan or a nice little bowl, where that way if it does leak out or anything, it kind of helps hold its shape, and then also make sure it doesn't spill out in my fridge. We always want to put that breast side down. At the end of the day, I personally don't do much with the spinal cord, so I don't care so much about that getting all of that moisture, but I want to make sure that the white meat, which is the driest, the breast, will get a little bit of that moisture, as well as, of course, my leg quarters and my wings. So basically what we're going to be doing next is I need about 4 quarts of water that's going to go inside of this bag, along with all of the ingredients on the table. Outside of the oranges and the lemons, I'm going to squeeze both of those. Everything else is just going to get poured straight inside. Nothing too crazy. And we'll kind of mix it up from there. Ooh, this smells good already. All that good rosemary, thyme, and sage, excuse me, and all of those good aromatics in there. Squeezed all of the lemons and the oranges in there. Added some of those directly into the cavity, front, back, you name it. Only thing that's left is the salt and obviously the water. Part of the reason I left that salt out, I took some of that fruit juice and I'll add in some water here into this shaker along with the rest of this salt. I want to shake this salt up a little bit to kind of get it to dissolve. Then that way I'll go ahead and add it in along with the rest of the water into this bag. And that way I don't got a salt bomb. Mix it all around. This thing will be hanging out overnight. So anywhere between 12 and 24 hours is what you want to go for. And we'll have it ready to rock. Everything is where I need to be. Got that citrus juice in there that I shook up along with all that salt. So you see some of that whiteness or whatever have you. But at the end of the day, like I said, these bags have hold up well. I'm going to go toss this in the refrigerator. I will move this around along the way. But for the most part, like I said, I want to pretty much leave this breast side down and let this kind of do its thing all night long. And then I'll bring you back in the morning and we're going to get to work. Next day, fresh out the refrigerator. Let's get this thing out the bag. I'm not going to be rinsing it, but I will pat it dry. Get most of those herbs off, and then we'll slide over here to the cutting board for some deconstruction. So this baby is fresh out the water, and I tell you what, even though that was a simple brine, that smells amazing, man. Those onions and everything really came through to get some good moisture in here. This is what we're going to be doing. First things first, I want to follow these seams right through here. And we're going to basically end up splitting this leg quarter. And, as you kind of just give yourself your first lines right here, this will kind of start to fall open. And you'll be able to kind of see exactly where you want to go. So you'll be inside of that spinal cord and everything. But we'll get a nice pretty leg quarter. We want to get both of these off. I just wanted to kind of show you as I start making that first insert. Be nice. It'll happen on its own. It basically just opened up right there. And now you can start to see. We'll go ahead and keep following that right through there. This is going to open up real nice and far. We'll be able to get this off pretty. Okay, and basically you're going to end up seeing that little bone right there. As you start to pull that to the side, that's the one that you want to keep on here and go right outside of it. That ain't nothing but that little hip socket joint right there, just like you got. And you'll have this nice, beautiful leg quarter. Let's do the other. All right, we put in a little bit of work. We got two beautiful leg quarters right here. I went ahead and just got rid of the rest of that spinal cord just so I can kind of more or less take that off and get this breastbone to start to lay flat. I'm going to be getting these legs off for next. I'm sorry, the wings now next. Obviously, if you want to keep your backbone, many people do, and make some additional stock or something like that, you could. Unfortunately, I'm tossing this thing to the side. Okay, now for this wing that I want to get off, I'm going to turn this over. Now basically, if you pull this open, you see it's already starting to give you pretty much its spot. Again, we're just going to kind of lightly start to get rid of some of that and open this thing up. And then pretty much you'll be able to get that off nice and easy. One big old wing off. This is working out pretty easy, man. Like I said, look for the joint bones. At the end of the day, cut right around them. You don't got to cut this thing. Just let it follow its groove. We got one last one. And now we are down to our breast. We got those two wings to the side. Leg quarter sitting there. So for my breast, I do not want this skin. So we're going to get rid of all this thick turkey skin. And basically for your breast anatomy, obviously you got a bone up under here. We got rid of the majority of the bottom. You're going to want to split more or less straight down the middle. And then we're going to be slicing real close to this bone on one side. And then the same thing on the other. And we should be able to pull off two nice sized breasts on each side without making too bad of a problem. So basically, let's start with a line straight down the middle, and then we're going to start working inside of that line and following that groove to be able to relieve this breast. So there is my slit, and then pretty much all I kept doing was following and pulling. Boom. And obviously you see we took the skin off, so that's out of there. Now I'm down to the breast. Nice big breast. Nice little peppercorn on there still. I'll clean off this little bit of the edge, so we'll get a nice pretty breast once we get some time. But let me get the other side. And we ain't leave too much meat on there. And there is number two. So we didn't do too bad. I mean, obviously it's a little bit of meat on here. If I was trying to, I mean, I could probably boil this down and get the rest of this meat off or something crazy like that. Again, you could use this if you was doing stock. This would be a great bone to give off some more flavor and give you a little bit of meat. But I'm going to be tossing this to the side and we're going to get down to the product. Let's season up these over here. What I'm about to do next is I'm about to take those leg quarters and those wings, add a little bit, of an avocado oil to it, all over, kind of help out with that skin and help everything to stick. And then from there, I'm gonna be coming over the top real light with some of this Killer Miller Q110, which is just my homemade SPG. I'm not gonna go too heavy, but I want to make sure it has a nice little dice of flavor. This thing has already been marinated, or should I say brined, so there should be a little bit of salt and moisture and stuff already in there, but at least want to give it a little baseline base. And then I'm coming with my boy T's TNT Barbecue, the home of the mop sauce. I've been sitting on this for a long time. I think it'd be a great time to bring it out. This is Grandpa's pecan rub, or pecan, however you like to say it. It's country day, so I'm gonna say pecan for all my family. We're gonna be coming over the top with this rub. I think it tastes pretty good. Has some good notes in it, and I think it should actually work out pretty well. And then we're gonna let these sit up, and we'll finish up on the breast. Okay. Grandpa's pecan rub is on here, along with a little bit of that Killer Miller Q110. I'm gonna throw these in the refrigerator and let them hang out. They got some time to rest, and they're gonna be good to go. Now it's time to work on those breasts. Hey team, I want to jump in here real quick and let you know, thanks for following along on today's video. If you're new to the channel, go to that bottom right corner, make sure that you subscribe, check out any videos you've missed, and find me on any social sites that you haven't already. And other than that, let's get back to the work. Moving right along, we are down here to these pretty breasts, and I have to say, these came out pretty well. Cleaned them up a little bit, took off the, sometimes it's a little extra stuff here that you might not want or whatever have you. You can do as much or as little as you choose. Pretty much what I'm about to be doing next is I'm gonna fillet this thing. We're gonna basically open this up. It's gonna end up looking like a heart, and that's gonna allow us to be able to get some room to actually stuff this baby, and then we'll kind of pull it back together. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my knife, and you can kind of see it's already somewhat got a slit, so I feel like I might almost somewhat kind of follow through there, but it'll be a little bit lower. And I'm just gonna be going halfway through, one hand on top, and we're gonna open this thing up. I don't want to make two separate breasts. I just want to open it up enough where I can fold it open like a heart, and then like I said, we'll flatten it out. Okay, so there is my line. Opened it up. Like I said, I ain't want to go all the way, and that's all we're gonna do, just like that. Now we're gonna season this exactly the way we did those chicken wings and leg quarters. A little bit of that SPG, that Killer Miller Q110 on here. Some of that pecan rub on both sides. Here we go. Both sides are good to go. Notice that we didn't do any type of oil or anything on these. They're gonna be fine. I got something coming over the top that's gonna take care of that. So make sure we're not too heavy on that SPG. And obviously that pecan, I can have a little bit more fun. I'm gonna go ahead now, and I need a little bit of some stuffing. Okay, so I got my dressing here, and full disclosure, you can obviously use whatever dressing you want. I use the basic, good old-fashioned stovetop, nothing crazy, super cheap and easy. I got the one with the savory herbs in there. Part of the reason I wanted to use this is because I wanted a basic dressing. I wanted it to be a little bit more dry. I didn't want it to be all runny and wet. And I wanted to be able to make sure that that's going to be getting cooked in the inside of this turkey breast. So this is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Super easy to make, so I didn't even bother showing you that. We're going to go ahead and get us a nice little dollop inside of here. I think that should do it. I don't want to fact this up too much, but that should be able to give me a nice little mound. Now we're going to go ahead and just roll this over. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and sit this over here on the plate, and I'm going to knock out the other one before we get to the next step. Okay, got the cut in. Let's give it some seasoning. Okay, we got the seasoning on both sides. Now let's add a little bit of stuffing to this one. And now let's fold up this old sandwich, and we can throw this one to the side. Just grabbing these back out of the refrigerator as I had to clean up my little prep area a little bit. It is time now to yank one of these over here. We're going to basically do a bacon weave right over the top. I'm not going to do nothing too crazy as far as the way that I like to complete this. I do like to make sure that I make the bacon go all the same way, just like how you see it in the package. And you always want to make sure it's overlapping just a bit. So once it cooks, it'll go ahead and lock in and hold this thing nice and tight. So let me pour one over. Before I get too far, let me give you a peek of kind of what I was doing. I started in the middle just to keep everything together, and then make sure when you go underside, I pull it nice and tight. Make sure that you get that little bit of overlapping also on the bottom side. Once this cooks, all that's just going to fuse right together. And like I said, I like to try to keep it in the same pattern like you see. Meat side to one side, fat to the other, go all the way up to the edge. And now I'm just going to keep this going the opposite way. This is the finished product. At the end of the day, this came out pretty tight. It's definitely warmed up, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be putting this over on a rack that I'm gonna be actually cooking on. I'm gonna toss this back in the refrigerator, let it solidify a bit. Obviously I gotta finish my second one, and this is what's going to the pit. There is chicken breast or turkey breast number 2. Go ahead and let those hang out in the fridge. Take a look at your, well, I'm gonna say Thanksgiving for you. This should be hopefully your Christmas turkey, or whenever year you watch this thing. I have put a little bit of work in and I'm somewhat happy. I mean, if nothing else, I feel like my bacon weave is nice and tight and pretty. I went ahead and put it on a rack. This rack gets on my nerve because it's actually a baking rack for like cookies and stuff, so it stands up, which is a great thing. I actually like this rack. Only reason to get on my nerve is that every time I pick this rack up, because it got them feet, them legs coming out, but not a big deal. Put it on a rack so that way it's gonna be easy for me to put that directly into the grill, and don't have to disturb that weave or nothing like that. And I'm gonna let it cook just as you see it. And then the leg quarters that we got over here, and the wings, giant turkey wings, all of that had enough time to sit back. We've been in the refrigerator for over an hour, so you can even see some of that moisture that's been pulled out. We'll make sure we kind of give it a little drizzle with that as we kind of go on, so that'll be our natural base for these pieces of chicken over here. And over here, the only thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to add a little bit of cracked black pepper on top of here. Hit this with just a little bit of my liquid spray avocado oil, just to kind of help that bacon crisp up and be nice and pretty. And we're going directly into the smoker. I'm at 325 today. What we're going to be cooking on over there on the old Lone Star offset smoker. And I can look at my dial and tell that I'm pretty much where I want to be. And ain't no smoke coming up out of there that look dirty to me. Avocado oil spray and fresh cracked black pepper has been applied. Let's get over here to the pit, shall we? You know what time it is. We're at the pit. I'm dialed in at 325. I got my dark meat here a little bit closer towards the firebox. We're gonna cook on this top shelf. So this will be a nice warm cook. Shouldn't take too long. Got my big boy turkey legs or wings out here. And then I got these nice leg quarters sitting over here. And then of course, we got the prime specimens over here. This turkey breast wrapped in bacon with a little bit of stuffing in the middle. So we're gonna go ahead and let this hang out. Like I said, we're rolling with pecan wood. You know, we don't want to upset grandpa's. We got grandpa's pecan rub on all of this. So we're going to roll with some pecan rub. We're going to keep this smoke clean. 325. I will bring you back in about 45. We go 42 minutes in. I can see we're getting some good color. I see some of these legs starting to break apart. We should be coming in here. Let me grab my thermometer. So I went ahead and flipped these babies over. I knew I wanted to work on my other side. 162. I actually just flipped these, so this is the one that was closer to the fire. It's over there now. Yeah, 46. This is also the one that was further away to start. Make sure I don't hit no bone. And for this first time, 47. Okay, you know I'm gonna take this dark meat up to probably 185-ish, a little bit hotter. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just for this first time while I'm in here, I'm about to use the rest of that liquid that had started off with this turkey. You know that's raw, right? So we at least need to make sure you're doing that before you get down to cook chicken. So I'm not too worried about it right now because I still got a whole lot of cooking to go. So I'm gonna use that to kind of base off of these legs. This one over here, I'm gonna leave these as be. So far they're cooking along pretty good. I just temped these. I'm about to rotate this rack. We sitting at about 150-ish, and then actually, or excuse me, 120-ish. Down here over there on that breast. And surprisingly, this one is actually a little bit higher than this one, right? So it's really catching that last bit of downdraft with everybody sucking in to go into that spout or whatever have you, the smoke tower. So I'm about to rotate this rack around, let these things kind of roll out. I just got some general water. I'm just gonna give this a nice little spritz on this to keep this kind of moist. And then, like I said, we'll go ahead and wet this down with that last little bit of juice, and we'll let these rock out for a little bit longer. It's done. Legs starting to look good. They got quite a few minutes left, 30 degrees or so, and then we easily got another I think it was about 30-40 degrees over here. So I'll see y'all a little bit. All right, here we are at about an hour and a half. I let this fire die down a little bit and just let the smoke stay clean. Wasn't too worried about it. I should be close to about where I want it to be. Let's get a temperature check over here on these things. All right, 160 down here. We getting there. We getting there. Oops, I think I hit the bone on that one. Smell good over here. 66. Surprised this one's so low. Oh no. Okay, 64. And then let's check out the beauties over here. 47. And the other. Pretty close by. What you like? Alright, let's let it keep riding. 2 hours, 10 minutes. I said we was gonna have us a little bit of fun, so I'm kind of adding in some stuff. I'm thinking that this dark from where I was at last time should definitely be good to go. I'm seeing some good separation and stuff like that. I like to go to, yeah, around 185-ish. That's pretty darn close to me. Let me try this bigger leg quarter back there. Nice. Definitely this one should be good then. Yep. Still climbing. Alright, so those are good. Let me try the bacon wrapped. Ooh. Make sure that thermometer ain't still reading hot, because it was just hot. Let's try you. Perfect. That's one thing I like about this idea, parting it out. I get my white meat right at 165, get my dark meat 185, everybody good. I told you I'm feeling a little bit crazy. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna be adding just some little basic barbecue sauce. Obviously use with any kind of sauce you want. I don't want to add too much heat. I'll bring it back in case it is any bit of salty or anything like that, with a nice little sweet kiss to it. So a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's that I got over here in a little bit of a bowl, and I'm just gonna mix it up, and I'm about to bathe this bacon, let it sit for a couple minutes, and quickly get it up off of here, because all of that sugar, you don't want that to burn. There we go. I didn't want to go too heavy. Like I said, I just want a light little cover. I'm literally about to get this thing 2 minutes. I don't want to mess it up. Check out that dark meat. Look at that redness. You see that redness starting to come in here? And I mean, I'm losing a little bit of daylight. You know, it's fall around here, so it's coming down pretty early, but you can see that redness, some of that good smoke that I got in here, good clean smoke like I promised you. This is gonna be all right here. I'm gonna get this 2 minutes, and we're gonna take them little babies up out of here. In a couple minutes, I'm not playing with these babies. They're looking too pretty. Come on up off of here and join the rest of the feast. Oh man, as my boy would say, it's over with. Check out the dark. Let me make sure I'm nice. Check out my babies over here looking so pretty. These little bombs. We about to get this inside quick fast. All right, back inside. Here is the dark meat. Still need to separate the leg from the thigh. And then we got the stuffed breast over here. Everything had a moment to relax. I'm gonna do some quick slicing, and we're gonna dive in. Oh, there's that first one. Meat looks good, nice and juicy, I can already see. Just a little bit of that, I'm not even all the way on the cutting board, but just a little bit of that dressing in there. But this, I'll take this old discombobulated bite for the first one. Okay. As my guys say, check out that cross section. Now that is exactly what I was going for. You can see that nice little baby sheen from that little bit of sauce we put on the top of there. Good flavor, good taste. We're gonna get into that dark meat, but I'm happy so far. Right down the bone. This thing's nice and separated. Let's try out this old, there we go, give me a good handle on it. Good old turkey leg. A smoke. Super juicy. Not too overpowering with the flavor. That grandpa pecans rub. Check out that thigh. And that's another cook in the books, ladies and gentlemen. That came out great. Really like that good switch up for doing my turkey for this year, for Thanksgiving and for Christmas for everybody else. Parting it out really allowed to make sure that I didn't over dry out my white meat, but allowed my dark meat to come all the way up to temperature. And I really enjoyed going ahead and taking that little bit of extra time to go ahead and fill that turkey breast up with the stuffing, wrapping it with bacon, hitting it with that barbecue sauce was a crucial fix. And I tell you what, my man T over there with TNT Barbecue really came through with that Grandpa's Pecan Rub. Check him out. Check out my boys over there at Black Smoke Barbecue. And a big shout out to my family and everybody that's been out there supporting throughout the year. Get ready for a big 2025. I'm looking forward to it. Merry Christmas, y'all. Peace.